Beloved, hello. I am here. Can you hear me? I don't know. I don't know. Is the music playing? I don't know. I don't know. Very hard for me to tell. You know what I'm saying? Foos, thank you. Here's the real question. Can you hear this? Gods, I hope so. You don't hear music. Interesting. Okay, cool. What a fucking nightmare. Yes, let's go. Interesting. So you guys don't hear that. Okay. Okay. How about now? Music? Que musica? Flamenco? I'm guessing it no. That's fucking whack. Interesting, because I can hear it whenever I record in OBS. It's there just low. Let's go. Interesting. Okay, cool. You're saying the music is low. I would say the biggest issue I was running into. Okay, cool. She right. She usually is. Okay, sweet. How are these levels for y'all now? This is also first off, thank you. And second off, I miss y'all. How y'all doing? Kids, I'm sure you heard about Cthulhu. Let's fucking go. Come on. I'm about to change my name to Carpe the Cthulhu because I'm obsessed. I am obsessed. Thank you, Foos. I appreciate that. It's blowing my mind because I couldn't get playback and capture with headphones. And I don't know. I spent most of the weekend like just porting over as much as I could from OBS. So much had to basically be completely restarted. I'm not really sure why that was, but I just kind of rolled with it. And now today it's just been audio issues, which, you know, comes with the territory or whatever. But it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know. I like things to be just right. I'm very much like a Goldilocks streamer, but creative. You know what I mean? Like whenever I have it in my mind, very hard for me to get off that. Okay. Yeah, there's a project, baby boy. There's a project. It's basically going to be us playing a 2-shot Call of Cthulhu. All good? All good until you're absolutely boned. All good until you're a raving lunatic that's tying their necktie about their neck. Tying their necktie about their neck. Not a very good sentence. Also not one that really communicates the level of fear I'm going for. But yeah, I'm pumped. Guys, how are we? I'm coming to you from a new setup. We're streaming in 2K, baby. Streaming in 2K. Lurk, love you, Foos. Thank you for the feedback. Appreciate it. We're gonna do some D&D prep. First and foremost, though, where is it? Can I hop over here? Can I hop here? Yes? Look at me. I'm in heaven, dude. Look at you, boy. Now, look, is the whole reason I got a computer to do this? Yeah, it is. I wanted to look like I was Jesus Christ entering the Matrix, and I've done it. Now that I've done that, I don't know what I'll do. This is the top. This is the tip of the top of the Four Seasons. All right. Okay. Very well. Just wanted to get that out of the way. Let's do some D&D prep, guys. Let's get to it. Man, the last session I had was truly one of the... Yo, Evie, what up, girl? Just fighting through the technical difficulties. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. How are you? How we living? I'm in 2K. I did it. I'm so happy to be here, though. Guys, Monday, Fridays, I'm streaming. That's it. That's all there is. Man, I'm good. I really am. Had a good week. Booked some work last week. Honestly, had a ton of just headaches and almost like scary situations surrounding the new PC setup. okay, you're about to do lunch, then you're perfect. You're perfect. That feeling of about to go into lunch when you've been working or at school or really anywhere that you don't ideally want to be, or really even somewhere you want to be and then you're just going to lunch, what a feeling. What a feeling. What a rip. But Evie, I don't know if you've ever gone Mac to PC or PC to Mac, like once you've, had a bunch of technical setup and OBS scenes or Word documents or whatever. What's been killing me has been setting up my microphone on the new computer. I just cannot get the playback right, man. It is driving me bonkers. My birthday is December 11th. Sagittarius. I feel that. So I'm like a recovering Mac guy, Okay, good. Okay, what kids, why are you wondering? Yo, Gravanch, baby boy. We out here in 2K, dog. Look at this, man. Look at me, dude. I'm in hell, dude. I'm in hell. This is what is able to happen, all right? This is it. Gravanch. This is me looking into my future if I don't repent and turn my ways. It's just how it goes, dude. Flames. No big deal. Don't worry about it, Kids, you bastard. Kids is like, don't worry, I'm just working numerology to find all of your strengths, weaknesses, and key turns. Okay, yo, let me know what I need to know about my own life. Yeah, agreed. Probably hell is more like what's behind me. You know what I mean? Minus the stars. It's just emptiness. G, how you doing, dude? What's going on? What's going on with the forecast? What's going on to the east? You know what I'm saying? I haven't streamed in a million years. I'm about to do some D&D prep. But I first wanted to talk about how absolutely difficult it was to purchase this computer from Best Buy. Oh my fucking God. So many of you told me not to use Best Buy. And I should have listened. Attaboy, good job. Well, sometimes you got to prioritize what you're doing. But dude, yeah, exactly. No, I know. I had so many people that were like, dude, don't do it. The reason I did is because they had several of the components that I wanted for less expensive than they were selling them at Cobra Type. The other reason is because I have an interest-free, credit card with them. So I sort of was like, okay, yeah, hey, I hate me for that too. Like, for real. Wednesday it comes to an end, let's go. Salute! Now, does it come completely to an end, Gravanch, or is the semester over? Either way, proud of you, my dude. But Evie, bear with me on this. I had a 0% interest credit card. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to put it on the credit card. I'll pay off like half of it immediately. And then I'll have 12 months to pay off the rest. I feel great about that. Can portion out a big purchase without, getting eaten up by interest. Dude. Computer, monitor, keyboard, mouse. The keyboard immediately had some LED issues. Completely done? My guy. Seriously proud of you, Gravanch. That's hard to do. Guys, we're talking to an architect. And a certified one at that. Proud of you, man. That's not easy. So I buy these 4 elements. Keyboard out of the box doesn't work. Like, it plugs in, but it has an LED issue, and at one point in time, I'm using it in the A key, just holds, and it goes A. And I'm like, what the fuck? Whatever. A couple days later, the PC arrives. I start putting things together. Then the mouse arrives, and the last thing to arrive was my monitor. Samsung monitor, pretty pumped on it. Had a lot of inputs on the monitor that is then hardwired to the PC. So in my mind, I'm like, cool. Like, I've got some more inputs. I've got a little bit more flexibility with like the wireage on my desk. You know what I mean? Where it's going to go. The monitor did not connect, period. Did not accept USBs. Yo! Crimson, what's up, Prince? I'm so pumped to be back, dude. We're streaming in 2K. Feeling pretty good. Headed towards some D&D prep, and I gotta say, I feel like I'm up a creek in my D&D campaign. But Crimson, I'm awesome, man. I got a 10-week-old. I got a healthy, lovely wife. We're chilling. How you doing, man? What's going on? I saw you were streaming last week. Didn't get to tune in. I hate missing that. But yeah, talk to me, dude. How goes it on tour in the life of a rock star? But let me finish this real quick. I send back the monitor. I reach out to Best Buy. I'm like, hey, man, I got to send back this monitor. None of these hardware pieces are registering with the PC. You know, they're like, did you try different cords? Did you try different devices? Of course I did. Of course. Yes. Okay, cool. Here's a UPS label to ship it back. So now I have a label to ship a monitor back. But like, I don't have the packaging. I don't really have the means to safely return this device. So I'm like, no big deal. I need another monitor. I'll just go in person to the Best Buy. I arrive there at the Best Buy. And the lady's like, oh, let me call my manager. I don't know. Manager comes over. He's like, so sorry, man. We have a 15-day return policy. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, what's it been, like 9 days or something? He's like, well, it's actually been 17 days since you ordered the monitor. Since I ordered it? Bro, I got it 6 days later. I unboxed it the day after that. It didn't work from the moment it came out of the box. Oh my God. I'm like, well, I have the UPS label. They're like, well, you could go ahead and return it, but it's past the 15 days, so they might not accept it. Yo! Oglava Kitten? Get in here, cutie patootie. Oglava, hey, I'm not trying to call your physical appearance out, but from where I'm sitting, you cute as hell. Welcome. We do a lot of D&D prep. I'm Carpe, voice actor, regular actor out in LA. In fact, I just shot a commercial with Candace Parker. She recently retired. So in my mind, I shot the last commercial with Candace Parker as a professional. I enjoy that. Anyway, get in here. Oh, okay, I'm seeing that. So it's OG Lava Kitten. I completely misread that. I love that. Get in here. Yo, Crimson, my man. Thank you for the push. Thank you for the suction. Okay, enough of me hating on Best Buy. Enough of the chaos that is Best Buy. I'm off it. Let me just say, do not buy anything from Best Buy unless it's in a pinch and you absolutely have to, or you know somebody that works there, some crazy shit going by. Yeah, exactly. As I use that, I'm like, why did I use that term? But yes, Crimson, yes. Suction, all right? Down the river of life. Also, guys, please let me know if this is way too loud. Like, I'm still figuring out my audio capture on this new PC, and it's an imperfect science. So please let me know if I'm like, blowing you out. Crimson, don't jump on that one, all right? Jeez Louise. Let me know if I'm busting you up, all right? Okay, let's get to some fucking D&D, legends. Let's get to some fucking D&D. We're late campaign. Yeah, exactly. Too late, man. You said it. Oh, Rockstar, you brought the right people here. Oh, gee, you're in the right place. So I've been running this campaign for a little over 4 years. They're level 18. It began as Dragon of Icespire Peak. Now it's become this homebrew. And dude, I have really been struggling because I don't know how to put this. Like, I'm very, I don't know how to put this. And guys, let me know if the audio is like way low or the music way low. Let me know. I am, any DM will tell you that like building up to an arc and then crescendoing on that arc is really what it's all about. That's like the G spot of DMing. And I enjoy working towards that. That's like honestly, that's like the work, but that's definitely the reward, is whenever somebody shows up, a villain or someone that's deceived them is revealed, or a big piece of lore is revealed, and there's kind of that, oh fuck, oh wait, what? Like that kind of reaction amongst the table is obviously really satisfying. But at the same time, there's something to be said for putting something, a BBEG, an impending apocalypse, an evil king rising to power, whatever it is in your campaign. But there's something to be said for putting it squarely in the middle of the crosshairs. Not beating around the bush, not painting around the edges, I mean highlighting it. Boom. This wizard is going to ruin magic for the world, or whatever it is in your campaign. And dude, I felt like I had built so much tension leading up to a conflict where the party basically had to decide, are they going to fight with these orcs or against them? And if they're fighting against them, are they fighting to save this dragon's life? This dragon that's been sort of holed up in her lair, surrounded and challenged by these orcish forces. And the way it ended up going is they had a one-on-one battle to sort of earn the respect of the orcs. They barely lost. And they still had an option to kind of use diplomacy or simply get out of dodge and try to make their way to the dragon's lair and help them anyway. But what ended up happening is I described the orcs sort of milling about, and some of them in orcish, kind of spitting barbs and insults at the one that had lost the one-on-one challenge, this dwarven fighter. And I described an orc coming up and shouldering Glorious. Yo, if you haven't already jumped, Crimson, go ahead. The water's fine, and it ain't too late. But this orc I described as shouldering the fighter. And Glorious, who's played by a very dear friend of mine, was like, oh, he shoved me? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay, I fight him. I pull out my sword, I attack him. And I'm like, you pull out your sword and attack him? He's like, yes. You're in an orcish war camp, right? You know that. There's about 200 orcs here. I know. Okay, so you want to attack him? Yes. Okay. So they attack. And despite being level 18, and despite these orcs only having, 50 hit points or whatever, obviously, after 7-8 rounds, attention is gathering. Now the casters of the orcs, the shamans, are coming over. And what was meant to be a very deciding one-on-one battle that could still be a victory if they played it right, became a loss into another loss. And now, as they're reaching the crescendo of literally the campaign, like this is meant to be like the final battle, they've kind of exhausted their resources. Like they picked a fight they couldn't win. They used a ton of spell slots, of abilities. And now, at the peak moment of them needing to have their strength to either defend this dragon or help find another solution, they have nothing. And dude, this was probably 5 weeks ago. Because we haven't been playing as much because I just had a son. Like, I've been really busy. But dude, that broke my heart. Broke my heart. Because I spent so much time building up to this encounter, and not even in like an indifferent way or in a F you way. They just played it real. They really role played it, and it put them in a position of picking a fight they couldn't win, which then removed any ability to fight this epic end of the campaign battle. Now, they didn't really know it was the end of the campaign. They knew we were approaching it and working towards it, but they didn't know that for sure. Oh my gosh, dude, that's so funny. There's a Spectrum ad that I'm in that's out right now that you could find and search. If you go to iSpot TV Gervanch and type in Spectrum Business, you'll see this man. So what do you do as a DM? What do you do whenever a encounter, a crescendo, is missed? Overarchingly, I feel like whenever we are faced with that situation, there's beauty in that we can come back to it. We can be like, fuck it. Like, I prepped this encounter in the 9 hells, they left, but I can use the encounter later. Or maybe I'll turn it into a one-shot, or whatever. And that's true, that's accurate. But whenever you're trying to wrap up a campaign, it's a little more pressing. So to be honest, I was kind of like bummed. I was like borderline depressed about it. I was like, fuck. Like, I worked my butt off on this thing. Damn it. Like, this was meant to be like the be all end all. I've been working towards this prophecy that was foreshadowing this battle. Now what do? And I basically, they spilled into the Underdark. They were trying to flee these forces and get out of there. And it gave me an opportunity to shed some more light on different areas of our campaign and our world, you know. And it was fun. Like, they were having a blast. They were getting more information. But I just didn't feel like happy. You know what I mean? And I also knew that I had worked really hard and long to build up to this crescendo, and then it just slipped by. Whew. So, what now? Amon, my prince, get in here. Kits, I appreciate this. Nitters once told me that you just feel upset about it. Not the word he used. Yeah. Kits. Yeah, totally. I mean, like, there's no anger. There's no like, oh, my players. If anything, I feel like I did a bad job setting it up. Although I don't think I did. I think it's just one of those things where this fighter is like a pretty tough as nails character, and if she gets shoved by somebody, she's not going to take that. Yeah, that tracks with a lot of the campaign. A lot of the decisions that Glorus has made. But Ninners would know very well. He's extremely thoughtful in how he crafts these things. So here's the situation I'm in. And Amon, get in here. All right, share the good news first. I am therefore going to present them the rest of the map, shall we say. Many things that were happening behind the scenes, many things that I, the DM, and you, the audience watching my prep, were the only people that were privy to. Except when in-game, there would be these small trickle-down effects. For example, the drow are attacking the surface. And for a while, I was like, why the fuck are the drow even coming up? And then it was sort of hinted and then later revealed, and now they've seen firsthand that the Nine Hells are literally physically rising, are being called up by the blood goddess Bala, and as such are like flushing the drow upward. Now there's a lot of give and take, there's a lot of kind of factors that give leverage one way or another, but it's now, because it was meant to crescendo with either saving this dragon or not saving the dragon, now this dragon has been killed. Now it's sort of like, okay, what do I present to the party that is meaningful enough to cap the campaign? And I didn't want it to be this, but it's going to have to be resolving this war between the surface and the drow. So let's tuck into it. At the end of last session, they were deep in the Underdark. They were in a small village that I called Fromage. I think I talked about this, but in my world, all of the drow are French. They are sort of, from little places like Pomme or Fromage. And that was, a choice. But I like being really specific and regional with people groups like that. And so I made all of the drow cities like just very basic French names. Pomme, Rouge, Fromage, etc. Yeah. I know, kids, believe me. There was one of the things where I hadn't prepped it, and they were like, what's the name of your village, Jordanese? And he was like, fromage. And they were like cheese? And he's like, well, it maybe in common it is cheese, but, so that was definitely a bit of improv that I wish I had back. But you roll with it, you know what I mean? Thank you. I agree. Yo, Chromie, what's up, dog? An omelette de fromage, exactly. A village de fromage con omelette du fromage. So this is the map. This is the city of Fromage. You can see that there were like a fair amount of, there was a pit fiend, like there was a ton of spiked devils and other shit like that. A lot of them have been taken care of. And since they have talked amongst themselves, there was a ton of role play, like what the fuck do we do? Do we try to go back and save this dragon? No, it's been days, he's dead. Do we go and talk to the drow in Minzo Baranson and be like, hey, like we know the hells are attacking you, that's why you're attacking us. It seems like we have a common enemy, right? What they ended up doing was scrying on the one remaining BBEG. This sort of big, kind of monkish man by the name of Trent Puegraph. He's sort of like an old world Sicilian, you know? Kind of like that one uncle you have that you never really know what he did. And Trent is a villain, he's a criminal, and he's working with the drow. He has been all campaign, they've known that. But he is the contact at the surface. So, just last piece of setting the stage. They have fled from this Orcish dragon conflict. They failed. The dragon was killed. They descended into the Underdark. They saw the hells attacking the Underdark. They interceded. And in doing so, made some companions, formed some relationships within the drow. They then decided, okay, do we go to Silvery Moon and help them? No. Do we go to Minzo Baranzan and try to negotiate? No. We're going to go back to the surface and try to find Trent and try to beat his ass. And I was down. Granted, I was heartbroken because my crescendo encounter didn't happen, but I was interested. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, cool. This, at minimum, my party is excited. At minimum, they want to do this, even if it feels to me like they missed something big. They're not aware that they missed something big. You know what I mean? So, and that's kind of what Ninners is talking about, Kits, is that sort of awareness that, behind the DM screen can really be a very lonely place. But particularly when you have something that you're really excited about and believe in, but then it doesn't happen. Marco, what the F, dude? Somebody get me a digital machine that I can reach out and hug Marco. My guy. My guy. Did I tell you that I put in a parrot folk named Marco? His arc has ended, but he was hilarious. His name was Marco Desune, and he was sort of a very posh bird folk character that occasionally would wah! Like that. Yes, I would love a glass of wine and perhaps some So I love the idea of just like a very posh birdman that occasionally goes full parrot. There's the ending we want and the ending we didn't know we wanted. Bless you, dude. Bless you. Ay, man. Yeah, I'm hoping so. I told my wife, I was like, I'm genuinely disappointed. Like, I feel it in my stomach. Like, I was really surprised. Because I normally D&D is beautiful for me. Like, the fact that it can go left or right is something I enjoy. This is something I had planned for all factors. I was like, okay, if they go this way, this will happen. If they go this way, this will happen. If it goes this way, there can still be this or there still be that. And I just didn't account for them losing a battle and then picking another battle. So the point is, the party always wins. Marco, you're the man, dude. How you been? What's going on? Talk to me. I've had a kid since we last hung out, so that's my update. My doc did the work of the medical examiner of 3 bodies. Is that the good news or the bad news, Aman? Okay, so they left the Underdark, and they essentially went back. They left with many of these drow citizens from the ruined city of Fromage. It was sort of like, hey, we will go to Minzo Baranzan and we will say, hey, you have not helped us, you have not protected us, we are, being attacked by the Hells. So come, help us. If it is possible to save your people, you must. And that was sort of where the majority of these drow villagers were going. The party, going back to the surface. And as we all know, like the intermediary between the Underdark and the surface is typically old dwarven ruins, right? The dwarves are digging down. Maybe they created a mine shaft. Maybe they did something else. But that's the situation they're in now. Huh. I love that. Well, hey, sounds like you got a lot coming up, Amon. Has it slowed down a little bit with your DM? Like, do you feel better about how he is ruling on your changeling? I'm curious. So this is stuff we'll come back to. This was me jotting down a recap because last session was largely roleplay focused. But they're now about to come to the surface. And before they do that, there will be a encounter that will potentially give them more information and potentially challenge them and kind of drain some of the resources because they're level 18. You know what I mean? So they're going to come up through an old collapsed dwarven mine. It's going to be a whole city that essentially was caved in. And now it's essentially lorded over by 2 liches and about 35 skeletons. The ruined former mining outpost. We'll call it Varus. Shit. Sorry, I'm still figuring out how to type. Okay. Ruined. Long lost. I did it. I made a word bold. Long lost outpost of Veridon. In 340 AD. They were never seen. Presumed dead. Cool. So they'll come up. We'll build that map out and deal with that in a little bit. The reason I want to present that is to challenge them, but to also provide a stone relief, a zigzagging map cut out of the stone. You see demarcations: Bixie Creek, Raven Rock, Lurk Meadow. Many look like mines as well, or entrances to mines. So I want to provide them with information that could potentially allow them to treat this encounter and this situation with stealth. Because typically, historically, they just come in swords out and are like bop, 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 which is fine. We all know how that goes. We all know the murder hobo tendencies of a D&D party. Yo, Sage, baby boy! I am alive. Yo, Scotsman, get in here, dude. First time chatter? How did I miss that? Guys, I'm on a new PC, so I'm just like missing all this stuff. I think you're a first time, right? A 3-year weekly campaign. Dude, it was a 4-year weekly campaign. Yes. Long time. It began as Dragon of Icespire Peak and has since become essentially character backstory driven homebrew. And man, it has been such a hoot. But it has been a lot. You know what I mean? It's just been a ton of obviously writing and creating, which I love. I borrowed a lot from Silver Marches, which is the 3rd edition PDF, which is excellent. But now I'm basically trying to wrap up and cap the campaign. Which, Scotsman, I don't know if I assume you're a DM. I don't know. Let me know. I assume you play D&D. But it's the first time I've had to conclude a homebrew campaign. And it's just a lot harder. And I felt so good about the final encounter, and I've already talked about it too much, but basically it was like missed. It was kind of, they wasted a lot of their resources doing other shit. Late honk. And so they weren't able to face the encounter full on. And it was incredibly, it just was so unsatisfying to me. It's like if you're like fooling around with someone and then all of a sudden like a fire alarm goes off, or like, I don't know, they're a doctor and they're like, I'm so sorry. In this case, I'm like fucking a man that's a doctor, but it's like, I'm so sorry. I have to take this. I'm a surgeon. And it's like, what? Like that sort of satisfaction that is arrested and never brought back to completion fucking sucks. Absolutely sucks. So that's what's up, Scotsman. Yes, I know, 146. Tomorrow will be session 146, yeah. And I was hoping to end it around session 135, 140, but shit got completely fucked. That's exactly correct, Sage. Within this metaphor, I was edged and forgotten. Oh my gosh, Sage, absolutely not. DM, okay, shout out. Shout out. And do you stream Scotsman? I'm curious. Yo, Sage, you seeing this? You know your boy's in 2K, dog. Come on. Mirage has now many of her weapons written down in the character sheet. Okay, great. So it sounds like that is a step forward. Is now a doppelganger. Okay, cool. Very cool. Been good myself. Some freelance work done. Enjoyed some D&D last night. Love it, Marco. Were you DMing? Were you playing? Yeah. It'll be on Spot TV, Gravanch. It's there for sure. It's there for sure. No, I'll be here for sure. I'm gonna stream a live Cthulhu 2-shot with Ninners and Fuzka and basically their whole crew. Kits, Frandy, Abella Knights, Dubs as well, I'm hoping. I really don't know what the top to bottom will be. But in May, I'm doing a 2-shot. And then for my Streamiversary, guys, I'm setting up a Cthulhu actual play 1-shot that will be in person. So I'm getting some actors here in LA. And I'm sure it's going to be a fucking headache, but I'm really excited to make that jump. But by and large, just know that I'm back. The computer's set up. Everything is pretty much arranged. And so Mondays and Fridays, your boy will be back streaming. And I'm excited to be here. Yeah, Sage, agreed. Okay, how did you decide it was time to end the campaign? Was it a case of you gotten tired of it or wanted to tell new stories with different characters? Okay, this is a great question. Yes, agreed. Well, we will find out how it worked out. I'm on agreed. Oh, you mean for the buffed characters. Got it. So Scotsman, let me just show you. Let me just show you all this, and then because I really want to move forward with the with some of this prep because there's a lot, and I'm basically like, sorry, I misspelled that. Okay, great. So this right here, this was on page 28, right? Map of Neverwinter. This is whenever we're still doing the Dragon of Icespar Peak. Like Moonlight Circle. If you've done it, Xanth. He's a centaur that's named in the Dragon of Icespar Peak. But I knew that they were going to... They were already really interested in Homebrew. And for some of these people, it's the first time they were playing D&D, so they were doing crazy shit. You know what I mean? They were like, oh, what if I went home? My dad, he was a wizard. He could probably help. You know, like they were really going full bear with immersion and roleplay. So I introduced what I called the Prophecy of the Dragon. A lot of you guys have probably already heard me talk about this. I promise I'll be brief. But this was meant to be a foreshadowing device that ended up coming to fruition at the end of the campaign. So there was a BBEG that was a level 20 divination wizard. He was the one that was like pulling a lot of the strings, causing a lot of the conflict. They killed him about 6 months ago and now have been dealing with the fallout and with the last remaining issue, which is that this ancient blue dragon by the name of Trisylodon, the misery in blue, because she has lost several batches of eggs and broods. But Trisylodon is basically under dire threat from the forces of the north, the Ice Shield orcs. There was a peace between dragons and orcs that was then broken, and it appeared to be broken by someone, but then was revealed to be the BBEG. So the Prophecy of the Dragon. When the stone of the queen has crumbled to kings, terrors that fly now lie. As bones mounted in stones, the old sky spins free of its home. A blue dragon will come to fight the blot in the sun, and the night will be white that day. So we have a blue dragonborn that has been part of the party since Jump Street, and this was meant to be a fulfillment of their backstory. All he really gave me was that he was like from the Howling Mountains, that his father had been killed by giants, so that was his sworn enemy, and that he left home because he felt like he had a calling or a purpose. And this right here, this Prophecy of the Dragon. You know what? Let me find this. Yeah, great. I just want to go and like show you this one because this is easier. Cool. So right here, this will be the one, I think. Hold up. Great. Okay, so this is the same one, right? But when the stone of the queens has crumbled the kings, this is what they faced in Undertow, who's basically like an old castle that had collapsed and was being used as the lair of this wizard. What is that? Oh my gosh! Vogel! Legend! Girl! I know I'm back and I'm in 2K. Holla. Thank you so much for the sub. Like, you were such a legend. Yo, we're playing Cthulhu, Vogel. Me, you, the crew. It's going down. Hey, work and lurk. I love it. Much, much love. Marco also accidentally killed the dude with a nat 20. Oh, Sage. Dude, I would kill. I would metaphorically kill to be in plot armor. All right? A wild magic sorcerer. I love it. Marco, how did you kill this guy? I want to know. Vogel, I can't wait. The Cthulhu stream is going to be rowdy. But I want to finish telling the Scotsman about what led to this, because honestly, it's a good point, and it's, to me, a great example of, like, you can do some high level DMing. I mean, not to be like, oh, I'm so high level, but you can really put in a ton of work and a ton of foreshadowing. You can plan for left and right, up and down, and still it will somehow go sideways. So I think there needs to be obviously flexibility with that. Obviously every DM knows that feeling and has contingency plans. But when you're trying to end a campaign, it's a lot harder because, like, the end has to be punctuated. And in my opinion, it has to be set up and foreshadowed. So let me just briefly make this point and then we'll dive into it. So the prophecy of the dragon, as I showed you, was like established on page 28. Here we are on page 251. And it wasn't, it would disappear for months and then reappear and disappear and reappear. And then it became clear at one point they went to the north, and I described it as this one blue dragon, this ranger, coming and cresting over a hill. And basically seeing at the bottom of this hill, more like a cliff, was a vast host of ice shield orcs. They were marching to the spine of the world to lay siege to this blue dragon. And they didn't have all this information. This was like 2 years ago. But the blue dragonborn sees these ice shields. And I described it as some of them looking up. And at a distance, he couldn't hear their voices, but he saw like some getting others and pointing. And others still like crying out in Orcish and sprinting, their eyes lifted up to this dragonborn, to the base of this cliffside. In some cases, they cried out, holding up spears or dropping to their knees. What looked like worship, adoration. And as these orcs broke from the formation of their marching lines, the sky above them was filled and plumed with javelins, thrown by their ice shield brothers. I described them as sort of piercing into these ice shields that had run to the feet of this blue dragon. And then a little bit after that, they came across another ice shield who threw down his weapons and swore allegiance to the blue dragonborn. And the whole time they're like, what's going on? But the reason I did that was because this prophecy was always meant to talk about the blue dragonborn ranger being there at the final battle. So when the Stone of the Queens, Neverwinter Castle, that happened with the villain. Terrors that fly now lie as bones mounted in stones. In Dragon of Icespire Peak, there's something called the Dragon Barrow, and in it is an old red dragon that whenever they came back was gone. And since they've seen has been like summoned by the blood goddess to the hells. So that was what that was talking about. The old sky spins free. I just described it. A blue dragon will come. That's a reference to the ranger to fight the blood in the sun. That's a kind of villainous dragon that they were going to deal with. And the night will be white that day. I was just going to make it snow because they're so far north. So all that was set up, man. They were literally going to the final battlefield, and I was going to have that dragon blot across the sun. And I was hoping that that would be a huge indicator, like, holy shit, blot out the spot on the sun, fuck. But instead, they edged me. They took a call from their medical cell phone, and they headed to the OR, within the metaphor of this example. Make it happen, Sage. I'm there. I would love that. Guy was running away after trying to use another party member as a hostage. I got in his way and wanted to stop him for sure. So I cast Chromatic Orb in his face, turned him to dust. Hey, man. That's how it goes. All right? Lesson learned. So what do I do now, guys? What do I do now? They were meant to go up there and hopefully save that dragon and fight the other dragon. Didn't happen. The good dragon died. The evil dragon wasn't even fought. Now they're deep in the Underdark, coming up looking for more. And last thing I'll say about that, I mean, I gotta stop saying last say. Who knows how many times I'll bring it back. But Scotsman, for me, like I feel like I have put a ton into this world. And I'm not over it. But it is so hard to build a campaign for high-level parties. I have 7 level 18 PCs. And it's just fucking hard. And I kind of want to play Spelljammer or Dark Sun. Or fuck it, do like a full-on Cypher campaign. I don't know. But I'm also like an artist and a writer and an actor. So things like immersion, things like setup and payoff, things like foreshadowing and conclusion are really fucking important to me, you know? I mean, I believe, and here on this channel, we believe that D&D is art, straight up. And not to be like some hoity-toity hand job, but it is. I mean, it is a medium by which storytelling, performance, that kind of collaborative writing or that collaborative storytelling is at the forefront. And I mean, that's exactly what the background of theater is. You know what I mean? It's people painting on fucking cave walls and handing down an oral tradition and describing it in such a visceral way that it is not only understood, but it's felt and remembered and then passed on to the next generation. So, yo, PLF, what's up? How we living, man? Get in here. Hey, first time chatter, I assume you're a D&D player. Get in here. Blushy, oh my God, get in here. Good seeing you guys. We're doing a little D&D prep. I'm Carpe the DM, I'm chilling. I'm kind of bitching about how I was supposed to have a final encounter and it was somewhat booched. That's so good. Evie, listen. As soon as I say Cypher, I need a message in my inbox. Know what's happening. That's part of why I want to conclude this campaign is because I'm ready to explore some different stuff. So let's talk about it. They are leaving the Underdark. They're pressing back up to more or less the surface. They're headed towards Raven Rock and or a spot called Bixie Creek. Both of them, if you think about classic Faerun, are west of Mirabar, are kind of in that sort of rocky coastal expanse between the Lurkwood and the Spine of the World, if you're familiar with that area of the Sword Coast. They're going to come up. They're going to deal with a bunch of formerly caved-in miners that are now skeletons. And their foremen will be, of course, liches. This is how it goes. And that will be hopefully an encounter that's fun and something that's sort of hard, but also it will hopefully provide them with a little bit of information. After that, they will come upward. And I want to really like play with the fact that this is not going to be that they've been gone for a while, you know? Cypher and tea. Yo, I'll have Cypher, a little bit of honey, and 2 slices of lemon, please. My players have some insane power levels already as a level 6 party. Good God, condolences. Barb has triple-digit HP, for example. Yo, Scotsman, get in here. Bugles up. You're in the right place, brother. Yo, and Scotsman, for real, let me know if you stream. Because I do an interview session called Between Two DMs. That's what I'll be doing next Monday. But I love sitting down with DMs, picking their brain, seeing how they do things, stealing some of their cool ideas, etc. Okay, let me read this out. Barb. So I thought Barb was referenced to silvery barbs. This sounds like a, let me guess, Path of the Totem Barbarian? Shout out to Barb. So I've actually adapted my planned end of the campaign to where in the upcoming major story arcs, if they fail to kill that arc's BBG and they successfully retreat, they will... Oh, got it. I love that. I love that. Cool. No, that's wise. I mean, if this was happening a year and a half ago, I wouldn't even bat an eye. Because I'd be like, oh my God, I can't believe they didn't fight Real Tyrion. I can't believe they didn't protect the Misery in Blue. Oh my God. Well, cool. Now they're going to see this ripple effect and that ripple effect and this ripple effect. But because we're 4 years deep and I'm ready to, make this happen, it kind of will raise Trisiladon's other egg. He will wait for it to hatch in the chamber of glass. Another thing that has been happening over these 4 years has been, at one point in time, they discovered a drow encampment that had a blue dragon egg. And this was part of a bit of lore we'd built into the campaign where the drow were working with the BBEG, an exchange was made where they received this blue egg. And they were hoping to essentially raise dragons underground that were loyal to the drow. This ended up not happening, thank God, because that would have been really intense. By the way, PLF, I think that's a great idea. I think that's really well done. I mean, in general, as DMs, right, we are bettered and furthered by having contingency options. You know what I mean? As opposed to, hey, you have to go through this door or the campaign falls apart. But I really, really like, my favorite part of DMing, or one of my favorite parts, is really trying to get the if that, then what effect, specifically with NPCs. There's been some people that started off, yo, PLF, get in here, appreciate you. But there've been NPCs that came in and were neutral to the party, or maybe even were helpful, right? But because of interactions or because of choices the party made, maybe that opinion of them has changed. And that, to me, seeing a minor BBEG that they didn't face, then show up later with the main BBEG, that's my favorite shit. Because that's what happens real world. You know what I mean? Things happen, we internalize them, they affect our future behavior. So I think that's rad. Of course, yeah, of course. For context, level 4 characters, this party killed a mind flayer. What the fuck? What is going on, PLF? This is crazy. No, respect, Scotsman. All good. All good. Okay, PLF, can you drop in the stats? Is it like a 12-person party? Did you say that earlier? That's insane. You're now, was the encounter a mind flayer and 2 dragons, or these were 3 separate encounters? That's hilarious. He's a Path of the Giant. Okay, there you go. And the wizard has enlarged reduce. My God. Well, there you go. Robbie, baby boy. Good seeing you, Prince. Guys, shout out to Robbie. He was on 2 weeks ago. Absolute stud. If you guys enjoy prep content, this is your guy. Robbie, hope you're doing well, brother. Is this going to work? Hold up. Hold. Yes.
People don't realize is that
I love you, Robbie.
born out of deep tragedies isn't something that needs to be.
Tune in for the rest. Tune in for the rest of it. PhDs kind of eat up every minute, my lord. Yes, I imagine. Oh my God. Scotsman, what are you studying? That's incredible. Exactly. And Amon, in general, that whole thing, that idea of remembering, I think DMs sometimes, especially if it's critical to your campaign and it's been going on for years, just give them the information. Oh yeah, you remember you actually heard about this book whenever you were in the Vault of Sages in Silvery Moon. It's actually a very old, very precious book. Not many copies exist. If they've already established it and you, the DM, have gone through the trouble of really building it and grounding it in the world, just repeat it. You've already done the hard work. You deserve that. You've already justified it and brought it in. Yeah, dude, appreciate that. I love it. Yo, are you streaming or are you just playing off stream? Robbie, that's hilarious. There's 7 of them, and they've gotten some really stupid loot table rolls. This was one encounter? Young blue dragon, young green dragon, mind flayer? Well, Condolences, because you have a party of gods. You have a party of gods. That's horrible. I never ended a campaign. Holepa, bugles up. I missed you when you first came in. Good seeing you. Digital hug. Hey, sweetheart, will you turn that back on? That's incredible. Holepa, how you living? What's going on? We're here streaming in 2K. Papa is back. We are back. I gifted the character the items, but they hadn't opened the book. Got it. Yeah, man. Loot table rolls can really change the arc of a campaign, as PLF has absolutely felt. I felt that too whenever early on they got a Cloak of Displacement. Fucking hate Cloaks of Displacement, man. My God. Okay, my favorite thing to do if I want to roll, give them the crucial info no matter what the roll. Yes. Yes, for sure. That's a great way to do it, Robbie. Like, you have to have the roll matter, obviously, but if it is information that is critical or information that has already been earned and explained to the party, it's just a matter of IRL forgetfulness, I give them that shit for free. And then that's a great way to do it. I love the idea of literally being like, you know what? You rolled a 19, so what else would you like to know? That's great. Okay, sweet. Our Monday night campaign is set in Exandria. Oh my God, guys. Check this out then later tonight. That's amazing. I'll be there for that, Robbie. That's rad. I gifted a wizard player a book with a secret. I like as in a weapon table, I made the barbarian get the top reward. An oversized great axe. Ooh. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. It is a lot of damage in the city of fromage. On the ornate book covers a dragon scale. I love that. Aman, your backstories are exquisite. I found out that I'm a manual man in a digital tale world. Oh my God. I needed 3 weeks to find out why I have troubles with my internet. Windows. Okay, respect, Holepa. Respect. All right? The point is, at the end of the day, you figured it out. That's what matters the most. Making lunch, but the just seemed to be that they fucked off from the big fight that needed to save the blue dragon. Yes, exactly, Evie. That's exactly it. Thank you for summarizing it in about 2 sentences whenever it took me 25 minutes. That's pretty just it. My wife's Hexblade Warlock has Cloak of Displacement. Oh my God. Apologies, dude. Condolences, Robbie. Condolences. Like that's not easy. She was able to tank for 1 round when our pally went down. But once she got hit, she took like 70 plus damage, just long enough to get the pally up. That's hilarious. Yeah, the beauty of displacement, it's ideal. If you have a Cloak of Displacement on a low AC PC, then that's great. If it's a Warlock, a Wizard, a Bard, you know what I mean? Someone where their AC probably isn't above 15, 16. But if you have, you know, like a Tempest Cleric or somebody that's wearing heavy armor and they have a Cloak of Displacement, that shit ain't no fun. That shit just ain't no fun. Okay. It's hilarious. Things could have gotten crazy last night given part of the lore dump they got, yes. If the reaction had been different, they could have had some serious ramifications for party dynamics. Oh, wow. Yes. Amazing. Evie, thank you. These are the questions, right? In PLF, I want to know how you see that going. You know what I mean? What are these serious ramifications? You know, great, Holepa. Give me your opinion on what's going down here. Evie, yes, that is more or less the gist, right? The Red Dragon is still around, but the Red Dragon was killed and then almost like summoned. In my world, all things that die pass through the Underdark, or pass through the Hells, excuse me. Some continue on to the Astral Plane, some go elsewhere, some are reincarnated. Maroth the Red is introduced in Dragon of Icespire Peak. Like I said, that's like the bones they saw vaulted up. And in the lore of the Dragon of Icespire Peak, Queen Azarin, this old dwarven queen in Neverwinter, basically killed this red dragon, saved the day. And so the red dragon was more or less like a potential weapon for an encounter, and was meant to explain the fact that this blood goddess has her hands everywhere in the Underdark. But the real villain that remains, other than Trent Paragraph, that kind of mobster criminal, is the Copper Dragon. There were 3 dragons: Ancient Blue, Ancient Copper, Ancient Red. Ancient Blue was always the good guy, was always meant to be saved. And they didn't. But before that happened, and this was some beautiful stuff, they like fought the drow at one point. There was another point where they came across a bone devil and played a game of chess to see if they could win one of these eggs back. It was incredible. But they basically ended up getting 2 blue dragon eggs and returning them to Trisiladon. One of them was incubated and hatched, and was actually in a pretty moving and fitting scene sent with the party. Basically, Trisiladon was like, "This is the last of my brood, the last of a line of ancients. Take her. See that she would live." So they're like escaping through the Underdark with this very young wormling. There was a second egg that was returned, but because of the time frame, this egg hadn't hatched yet. And this is also why I did it, was to necessitate the fact that this dragon couldn't leave her lair because she was waiting to incubate this last egg. I mean, they called her the Misery in Blue. Such was the public awareness of her loss, right? But finally, she has one return. She buries it deep within this chamber of glass and sand and protects it. I mean, like, brings it from this lost piece of her to now this living, incubated continuance of her bloodline. So that was a session that was about 4 sessions ago, and it was really beautiful. It was so disappointing to me because I'm like, fight for her, please, protect her. But they didn't feel like they could. Thankfully, the dragons are not French. So, how I'm seeing it now, and just to continue on this thing, and I also want to I need to change the music a little bit because this is not it. I'm hearing my dog whine so much. It's very funny. Let's go here. So the way it was going to go, I didn't know if the party was going to win over the ice shields. I didn't know if they would have to abandon the ice shields and go to Trisiladon's lair, the cold box, and just fight. I didn't know if they were going to try to raise an army and bring them to the north to fight these ice shields. It seemed for a while like they were maybe going to do that. It ended up they took the route of diplomacy. The Blue Dragonborn basically rolled up and was like, "Some of you guys believe I'm the fulfillment of prophecy. I don't know. I don't think I am, but I'm here." And that apparently is moving some of you to swim to my side. I wanted them to go, and if they did win over some of the ice shields, I was going to create almost like a risk-like encounter where they had groups of forces and had to roll against each other and kind of move tactically. And then once that got reduced down, we would enter more of a traditional combat. But because they went up there, I knew that it was going to be, party, protecting the dragon, ice shields, some of them, all of them, coming to fight. But at the end of it, seeing an opportunity to eliminate the only remaining draconic bloodline, seeing an opportunity to finally ascend to the top of the food chain across the entirety of the globe, this ancient copper dragon was going to seize the moment. And that was the blot in the sun. They've met this dragon, Riltirion. It's called the Winged Jester. And as we know, copper dragons are like tricksters, jokesters, hucksters. And in my mind, they are chaotic good. Mine is more like chaotic neutral. So I was hoping they would be in this encounter, fighting to save this blue dragon. And then at the last, maybe halfway through the combat, this copper dragon appears. And they're like, "Oh, fuck, Riltirion's here. He's going to save the day." And then he would swoop in and initiate combat. I was very excited for that. Because they fled, they did leave with the young wormling. "Yo, Insomnia, dude!" Hello, hello, hello. That's exactly correct, Evie. Ha, I love that. Insomnia, you bastard. Okay. This is how I have it. And I actually wrote it down here, and I think it's fucking fun. This is going to be very satisfying for me as a DM. But right here. Riltirion will raise Trisiladon's other egg. he will wait for it to hatch in the chamber of glass. So basically, like, ice shields, going to fight dragon. Party, there to protect dragon. Party, weak, flees. Ice shields, come, fighting dragon, not going well. Copper dragon arrives, wipes out the flank, lands, wipes out the blue, enters the lair, and finds this blue egg close to hatching. And there's something just beautiful to me about the idea of like a single father dragon raising a different chromatic egg, and doing so almost like rearing a villain, right? In my mind, the new tableau is, let's say they go and they kill Trent, and let's say they negotiate a peace between the drow and the surface. The last fucking beat of this campaign will be a shadow crossing across the sun and landing probably 600-700 feet away, their wings gathering behind them like an enormous gargoyle. You see Reltirion, this ancient copper force. And then your breath catches. I mean, there's almost a sense of disbelief, of impossibility, as you see mirroring him, a fraction of his size, a small blue dragon. Its ears sort of trimmed on its head, its eyes focused aggressively on the party. So that's how I see it kind of resolving itself in terms of that angle. I know I've missed a ton of chat. Thank you for listening to me as I go down that rabbit hole. Let me see what I missed. Oh my gosh, Insomnia, you bastard, dude, I love you. Okay, I missed a ton of chat. This is hilarious. Thank you guys. Part of the lore dump. I love lore dumps, by the way. Like, that's like some of my favorite campaigns, period. Is the Red Drag still about something? Yes, I just answered that. Hoilepa, let me know what you think about that. Insomnia, I'm here, dude. You were so right about Best Buy. Let me just bugles up. You were so right, dude. I should have listened to you. But whatever, it worked out. God damn, this was so hard. Every step of the way, man. Monitor failure. I reformatted a hard drive, it corrupted it. Like, it has been... Just getting this PC set up was unbelievably challenging. Maybe because I am a moron. I don't know. But it's done, baby boy. We on the other side.
I'm the man up in this bitch.
We on the other side. We're there. Okay. The scale is designed to be taken out of the book to be held separately. Oh, an unlock mechanism. Okay, I like that. You know what? I love that PLF. Well, that's also part of you as a DM knowing what your party will respond to. Yeah, kits. I made them go with either insight or deception rolls. And, you know, they're playing a demon, so the stakes were pretty high, but they ended up rolling incredibly well. Oh my gosh, I love that. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about, PLF. If you have a Cloak of Displacement on someone with an AC of like 18 or higher, much less 20 or higher, like, go fuck yourself. You ain't hitting that guy. You know what I mean? Time to make him make a dex save. Okay, kids, what they open with. I missed that. Classic E4, E5, or D4, D5? Did they do something like a Sicilian? Ah, I love it. Wait, kids, can you remember what that was in reference to? I know. Dog's shaking in the background. Dude, Marley is on one. He is on one. Honestly, he's an acolyte of Cthulhu and has been for some time. Did you redeem an audition tape? Did I miss it? Oh my gosh, you did. All right, you shall have it. You redeemed it, and you shall have it, my good sir. Lisan al-Gaib. Okay, to up the dramatics, the Blood Goddess and the Red Dragon can have utilized the life that was reserved for the new egg to keep the Red Dragon living. I love that. That's a very interesting option. Let me just screenshot this. Oh, wow. Now, what happened on my screen whenever I screenshot that? Oh, you bastard. Okay. Yeah, exactly. They opened up with the classic Sicilian. Yeah. And then they fools mated. They fools mated the devil. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's a very good angle, Evie. What say you to what I pitched? Because the way I see the Red Dragon coming in is like literally as like borderline Pokeball-esque. Like whenever they finally face the goddess of blood, Bala, which will be whenever they face Trent, which is coming up, it'll be like his final move. He'll be like beaded and bloody, and he'll maybe like rip open bits of his chest. All right, mistress, you promised, and I gave. And then some almost like growing swath of like blood mixing with twisting shadow gathering around him as you see wings. Maybe Trent becomes the blood dragon? That's hectic. But I see those two happening in the same encounter. So we're talking about the same thing there. My main BBG soon. Oh, PLF, that is a great feeling. He's the last living Genasi? Sick. That for lore reasons, Genasi were a banned race. Oh, dude, I love that. It's very fun whenever you have like a random thing coming in. They fuse into a copper red blood dragon. Dear God, that would be awful. A chaotic troll. Create a new dragon to save. That's so good. Exactly, kids. Okay, I appreciate that. Insomnia, the kid is so cute and so precious, man. He's just stacking weight. We're actually getting out of here not too long because he's got a doctor appointment. See, the idea was before you'd gotten to the resolution you came to. No, Evie, I'm so sorry that it took me forever to get there. Like, that's such a great idea. So I'm going to still steal some of that. Fun fact about the Paladin, we had a battle royale, of course. Dude, of course. +2 laser pistol. Did more damage to him in that battle royale than he had taken. Yo, I love kites up against paladins. You know what I mean? Like a rogue that can really move or a monk. That sounds like a great fight. PLF, do you stream? I'm curious. Becomes the blood dragon would be awesome. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Okay. Hold up Raven Rock. 2 against dealing with Raven Rock. Trent Paragraph. Champion of Bala. Oh my God, I fucking love this. Moroth. And they also saw this thing that has been popping up a lot. This is what was attacking the city of Fromage. But these like pools of blood almost coagulate and expand as precursors to the hellish attacks. And they saw this firsthand in Fromage, and they kind of put it together now. But previously, they'd seen that in an old temple where they first saw Moroth. And I described Moroth as being like this ancient red dragon, right? Like huge fiery scales. But at times he would turn his head, and you would see holes in his neck, decrepit, rotted flesh. He was both there and not, almost like this spectral, cursed figure that flickered in and out of the material plane. And that's because though he did exist here fully, he died and was summoned back by this goddess. So the idea of that again materializing around Trent, ooh, I love that. And also, like, I'll again voice Moroth, who's doing this against his will. I will not be turned into a hunter. And then they'll just basically see this red dragon, like, become Trent. Will be shorn onto the soul of Trent Paragraph. Oh my God. They're going to fucking lose their minds. Okay. That I love. This I also love. The Liches will have the surface we're about to get to. Okay, great. Would a Viking be the champion of Valhalla? Okay, Marco. You did it, dude. You made it into the chat Hall of Fame. So let me ask you guys, whenever I stop to screenshot, does my screen freeze? What's happening there? I'm curious. Curious what happens there. It does not. Okay, great. Splendid. Splendid. That's a hilarious comment, dude. Interesting. Holepa, I like that. The thing is that this Trisilodon, this blue dragon, like, they call her the Misery in Blue because she lost her brood. So in my mind, like, she would do anything to bring these eggs to bear. Like, anything. Okay, copy that. Cool, Pilaf. Sicilian into Fool Mate? Yo, you know how it goes, man. I like raising an heir to use as a tool. Yes. Oh, for sure, for sure. Well, the young dragon for me is more like we're ending the campaign and you guys know who the villain is for next campaign. You know what I mean? Like, I like, to me, it's a little too much how Critical Role does this. Like, they're extremely kind of like self-congratulatory, at least in Campaign 3. But I really do like how all of the campaigns exist within the same world. Like, that to me is really satisfying. Yo, Moustache. Bonjour to you, monsieur. How are you? Ça va? Bugles up. We are at the end of a campaign. And I'm doing really well. I appreciate that. And I assume you play D&D, Sir Mustache. Otherwise, why would you be here? You know what I mean? I assume that's why you're here. But I'm curious if you are a player or a DM. Holler at your boy. Thank you, Hoylepa. I will. Okay. Here's how this is going to go down. We've had some great discussion. And I feel a lot better, actually, about connecting some of what happened to what is left in the campaign. Because it was bumming me out, you know? I was like, oh, I did all this work and they missed it. But now, I really do feel like it connects. It feels almost like a win. I like that. Being a DM is the first time I'm not using a module. PLF, respect. Did you homebrew the whole thing? Having something to strive for as a rescue, as a motivation, yes. You know, exactly. I mean, I think they just made a mistake and wasted their resources and then realized it. Because I'm telling you, if I played you the recording of... They spent like an hour and a half in-game in the Blue Dragon's lair as the ice shields were like breaking through, and like, you know, there's almost like a choke point that this ice shield forces were trying to force their way through. And they were so torn. And a couple characters who are more IRL introverted people, dude, they were so outspoken. And it was really beautiful to see, where they were like, I mean, can we leave this dragon to die? Like, you know, I don't want to do that. And no one wanted to do that, but they'd kind of wasted their resources. So anyway, Marco, hilarious line. It's a great one. Ah, shadow template, I will. I like that. Okay, great. Appreciate hearing that. That was awesome. Sir Mustache, seriously, get in here, man. You do? Okay. And do you stream as well? Better understand the other side of the DM screen. That's awesome, PLF. I started as a player too, and I think it helps me as a DM because at least I know what I enjoyed as a player. You know what I mean? Started working on the campaign pre-COVID. Okay, I love that. You guys are killer. Okay, I need to honor the redeem. I'm not sure if all you guys know this. I'm an actor. I live in LA. I actually have a couple national commercials airing right now. There's a Spectrum. Just shot one with Candace Parker for Dicks. Let's go. Dicks out. And I'm also a voiceover artist. I'm a voice in Red Dead Redemption 2. On Fridays, I stream myself trying to find myself in-game. It's been very fucking hard. Oh, dude, you got it. You got it. You know, one cool thing about streaming is you really do kind of find your tribe, you know? And I think in general, people enjoy watching people be themselves and kind of do their thing. You know what I mean? So, I feel that, man. The limitations we feel most are the ones we put on ourselves. And I don't mean that like, oh, it's not real. What you're feeling isn't real. Like, of course it is. I more just mean like, dang, that's hard, you know?
Hey, I need you to focus.
Okay.
Right? I need you to focus.
Okay, I need you, Insomnia, to tell me when to stop. Since his big Red Lobster commercial. You bastard. Okay, please say it soon, dude, because we're getting into some early ones. Okay. I don't know what this one is. Insomnia always... You wait a long time to say stop, dude. All right? Okay. This is absurd. Okay, let me first see if I can pull up... Let me just first see if I can pull up the breakdown of this commercial, because it's good to get a little reference. You know what I mean? So let me just see real quick. Okay, here we go. Good God. All right, Taylor Talent Services. Here we go. Potbelly, SAG commercial, comedic, improv types. Blah, blah, blah. We are seeking real friends. These are the worst. Okay, whatever. be pleasant, never confrontational. You're clever, and you're trying to get your friend riled up. So play it positive. Brilliant. That's a great introduction to what it is to be a commercial actor. I'm like, what the fuck did you just say? Okay, hold up. Whoa. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the capture right. Insomnia, I've got a new setup over here, so bear with me as I realize I did not have this added in. Oh, Lepa, bless you. For the love of God. Stop. Okay. Cool. Oh my God, how did you already know that that's what I wanted to capture? Incredible. Wow, I'm very impressed. I didn't want it on my face. Didn't want it on my face, but that's correct. Cool. Okay, wow, who's that guy? Johnny Mustache? Is that Johnny Mustache? Kids, appreciate it. This is whenever I like to just turn and judge the shit out of myself. You're disgusting. Just kidding, I love you. Keep it up, I believe in you. Okay, this was for Potbelly. Honestly, I don't know what the hell's going on with this spot. But here we go.
Of course you can. As they say, two hots make a right. I'm pretty sure Ben Franklin said that, actually. Well, I'm thinking of Ben Franklin, the former president. And if he didn't say that, then, well, he's not as smart as I thought he was. Ooh, can I have some pickles?
Okay,
Thank you.
so we're supposed to be at Potbelly, and I'm supposed to be
like
like an idiot, I guess.
Hey, what are you doing?
Okay. So this is me taping both sides of the same scene. Let's watch it again. Oh shit. Okay, let me turn it off.
Of course you can. As they say, two hots make a right.
No one says that.
I'm pretty sure Ben Franklin said that, actually.
Benjamin Franklin, and he did not say that.
Well, I'm thinking of Ben Franklin, the former president. And if he didn't say that, then, well, he's not as smart as I thought he was. Ooh, can I have some pickles? Thank you. Don't look at me like that. Hey, what are you...
So this is the other side.
You can't dip your sandwich into your soup?
Of course you can. As they say, two hots make a right.
No one says that, Chris.
I'm pretty sure Ben Franklin said it.
It's Benjamin Franklin, and he absolutely did not say that.
No?
No.
As I thought.
I can't tell if you're right or crazy. Fine line. Hi, my name's John Phillips. I live in Los Angeles, and I have hands.
Great success. So all the time, first off, Mustache, thank you for the follow, my boy. Respect and appreciation. Get in here. You're in the right spot. It was soup. I was trying to pantomime soup. That's a great example of like just what a commercial audition is. They're like, hey, here's 3 lines of dialogue. Punch it up, make it yours. Read both sides of it. And then, do I still have 2 mics going? No. Right now I have 2 mics going. Really? Because I've had this going the whole time. Okay, cool. Okay, appreciate that. Yeah, dude, as I was about to stream, that's why I was like 30 minutes late. I was having tons of issues even adding my microphone to OBS. So clearly I need to go back and get a little bit more on board with what's going on there. But whatever, we got what we needed. But I love doing that because all the times they'll be like, and make sure to show your hands. Did you do a second input instead of an audio input? Okay, let me see. Audio. So by that you mean I should do desktop audio 2 as opposed to desktop audio? Let's try that. Audio input is mic. Correct. Okay, how we doing? Okay, well, whatever. I'll check that out. Doubled again right now? Interesting. So we're good. Right now we're good. Sha-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. And you can hear the music, yes? Okay, well, let me know if there's an issue. I'm about to have to wrap up anyways, but this is something I need to focus on clearly. Insomnia, you see what you did? I appreciate that, though. Insomnia is basically both my mentor and the thorn in my side. All right, I wouldn't have it any other way. Wouldn't have it any other way. Yeah, I completely agree, Insomnia. Completely agree. Insomnia also, to his credit, begged me not to use Best Buy. I refused to listen. I paid the price. You know, I would love that, Evie. I would love that. Am I still doubling right now? Hey, cute boy. There's my cute boy. Oh. Okay. A little fuck. Okay, well, we'll check that out. We'll check that out. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Okay, guys, I freaking love y'all. This has been fun. This has been real. You know what it hasn't been? It hasn't been... Where is it? Hasn't been hell. Yeah, dude, I'm in hell. But whenever you guys come through and we're hanging out, I'm in heaven. Mustache, I love that. Let the best mustache buy the other mustache a drink. I love that. Yo, drop it in the Discord, Mustache. Let's go. Every third week, I'm rocking a mustache out of necessity. You know what I mean? Anytime the breakdown says hipster, that means mustache to me. Evie, I will very well take you up on that. Because I got to figure out what's going on with this. You guys rock. Stash. Fuzka. Love you, girl. Here just in time. Appreciate all y'all's feedback. I was really, truly bummed out as to the state of my campaign. And now I kind of feel excited about it. I'm gonna be real. I feel like there's a lot to do. These are not what I want. Obviously, I had to rebuild my entire OBS, and it's not there yet. It's simply not there. But you know what is there? The bugles. Still got that, baby. Still got that. Okay, who are we gonna raid today, gang? Who are we gonna raid? Who are we gonna get? Oh, we gotta raid Nerdy Sakura. She's such a G. Okay, guys, I really, really appreciate you guys. I felt so bad for not streaming for like a month. I guess that wasn't true. I had between two DMs, but the point is, Monday, Fridays, I'll be here. And I'm excited about it. Next Monday, we're doing a Between Two DMs. I will let y'all know in the Discord how tomorrow's session goes, because I hope it is emphatic and I hope it really feels like it's generating momentum. Because although my players are having fun, I gotta be real. The last like 2 sessions have been a struggle for me. I appreciate that. I have the high ground. I have the high ground now. Appreciate that, Foos. Back at you, man. I'm so pumped for May. It's gonna be so much fun. Guys, we got a lot of fun stuff lined up for May and June. So, buckle up. All the newbies that rolled through today, like, this was incredible. PLF, that Scotsman, Sir Mustache, Fuzka, Evie, Insomnia, Hoylepa, Amon. Who am I forgetting? Red Sage. Who am I forgetting here? You guys came through. You guys showed up in a big way. I'm missing so many freaking people. Marco, Crimson, let's go. Heroes, Kits, of course. All right. The point is, I love you guys, man. I couldn't do this without you. I wouldn't do this without you. We are 5 followers away from a tank top giveaway. So tell your friends. And as always, be sweet to each other and be sweet to yourselves. Okay, we're going to raid Nerdy Sakura. She's very cool. She plays D&D as well. If you guys don't know her, you're about to. Okay? If you don't know her, buckle up because she's cool. Also, make sure to tell her that Carpe sent you. Okay. I love you guys. Thank you for bearing with me in these technical difficulties. We are now forever streaming in 2K, and I will see you on Friday. Peace! We out of here.